In 2012, the LTAR, or Lazer Tag Augmented Reality system, came out, and I was super excited.
Oh, they're bigger than I thought they'd be. That's what she said.
Because not only is this a cool blaster, but it also is a continuation and is reverse compatible with other systems with the Lazer Tag brand on there. Blasters like Lazer Tag Team Ops, or LTTO, from 2004. 4 years later, they released the Lazer Tag Phoenix LTX in 2008, if you can't do math. And that was awesome. And then they came out with this, and this was supposed to be awesome. And I still think the blaster itself was. However, marketing decided to shoot this in the foot, and I'll explain why. Now, I've done videos on the LTAR, which I'll keep calling it now because Lazer Tag Augmented Reality is a bit of a handful to explain every single time. So this is the LTAR, or LTAR, whatever you like to call it. I call it the LTAR. I've got videos on when it first came out with how the app works.
Good luck.
And all that fun stuff. And then things went downhill very quickly for this blaster, unfortunately. And that's because of this and the box. Now I'll explain this first. This is a headphone cord. This plugs into a iPhone 4 or 4th generation iPod Touch, which then is mounted to a cradle, which I no longer have because they were garbage and I threw them out. And you'll see why in a minute. And so you put your phone onto this cradle here, and then you're supposed to use this as an iPhone laser tag blaster the rest of the time, because there was no way, unless you had like pliers or whatever, it was a pain in the butt to remove said cradle. It was almost permanent when you put it on, and yet they gave you this nice little cover. Slight oversight. So the app worked, unlike recoil, and you could shoot things and all that fun stuff, but it was kind of a pain to use outdoors, especially because when you're trying to aim and all you see is pixelated iPhone goodness, it's hard to see past 200 feet where you're actually shooting, whereas with this, it gives you some iron sights to look over and you'll hit them every time. 500 feet of range, really great for a laser tag blaster. So yeah, maybe the app wasn't the greatest, but you could grab some pliers and rip this thing off and put this guy back the way it was supposed to be. And yeah, that would have been great and all. But then the biggest snafu, which sounds silly, was the box. And by that I mean nowhere on the LTAR box does it show this. Does it show or explain anywhere where it says, you can use this blaster without an iPhone or iOS device. So Android people are ticked off because they think you can only use it with that, which there are still quite a few people that use, you know, Samsungs and LGs and Motorola's and all that fun stuff, great cell phones and all that, but can't use it with this because the software is not designed for it. It was only designed for the iOS. That, and their phones wouldn't even fit in it because the iOS had, the iPhone 4 and the 4th generation iPod both had the same size, and the cradle physically fit around them. A good idea, but it was also an Achilles heel of the blaster. In their attempt to protect your precious, super expensive smartphone, they screwed themselves out of Christmas 2012. Now why? Well, for anyone who's a iPhone history freak, which is maybe like 5 people watching this video, you'll know that in winter of 2012, they released the iPhone 5. The iPhone 5 was bigger than the iPhone 4. That cradle on this blaster that is only depicted to work with an iPhone couldn't fit it, wouldn't go in it. So now suddenly you've only allowed people with Apple devices to use it, and only people with now obsolete devices to use it. So yeah, pretty much load shotgun, shoot at foot. Game over. So that was a little unnerving because this system needed to do well in order for, let's see, 2016 to have a blaster released for the Lazer Tag brand because they'd been doing every 4 years. Would have been great. Nope. Haven't seen a thing.
You're out.
I'm really sad because this is like my favorite system right now. And it has been, and we still continue to use it. Now, what's even more funny about this is forget this, you can still buy Lazer Tag brand products. If you go to Amazon Prime and you look up Lazer Tag, laser with a Z, you will find the Phoenix LTX. That blaster, you can buy brand new in box, 2 of them in the box, just 6 AA's, and you can play Lazer Tag without a phone and have a great system, because I have 24 of the things in some crates that I use for games all the time. And yeah, it's coming up on a decade old. I feel really dumb saying that the system that I recommend people to go out and buy currently, because you can't buy these anymore unless you find them on eBay, I recommend that you go out and buy a blaster that was designed a decade ago. Recoil has too many glitches right now for me.
It's got some problems with sound looping too.
And it completely relies on a cell phone, whereas this was an option, even though you didn't know it was, because the box sucked. And Lazer X, just for the price that you're getting, the Lazer X isn't a bad system, but it's only $10 less than a system that works infinitely better, i.e. the Phoenix LTX. Better range, better sensor coverage, cool recoil features. It doesn't have to flick for a reload.
Oh no, I'm out. Come on, reload. Crap.
So, thanks to this guy, the only system I can recommend out there is a decade old. So, that's a pretty big fail on the part of the LTAR. I've got more videos. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think on stuff. I'm a bit of a Lazer Tag nerd, if you haven't noticed. I do still like Nerf and everything, but Lazer Tag's still where my heart's at. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I almost wish this, if they had, never mind.